Hello and welcome back to another video. So this morning I am out on a beautiful Sunday morning. I don't think it's to stay like this all day though, so I think I just have a few hours of this lovely sunshine, so I'm just going to try and make the most of it. We also have the rugby on at I think 3 o'clock later, so that is another reason why I'll be just trying to make the most of the morning that I have now, and hopefully I'll get what I need done before that starts. So as I mentioned previously, myself and Dad are going to try and tackle the yard. You'll see here, that's one example of a post that I need to fix. Can you even see that? That's another one that's loose. I can lift that in and out of the ground. I need to get rid of not get rid of it, but replace the bulk bag with a fresh one. And Rob is going to come down and we're going to put a lot of those blocks of timber into the loader and bring it up, because your man is going to come and split that for us hopefully in the next week or so. I need to run up to the yearlings above and give them some nuts. They had a rough night last night. I was woken once or twice with really heavy rain, so I just want to go up, see if they're all right, give them some nuts, cheer them up a bit. But thankfully they've this lovely weather that will help cheer them up this morning anyway, but we'll give them a big bucket of nuts, so they should be fine after that. I also need to put a wire up there because they're picking at the fresh grass and they're leaving the longer stuff because it's older and it's not as tasty for them. But I'm just going to put them up there for maybe 3 days, make them eat it, and then they can go over the rest of it for another few days again. And we have made some progress in terms of the land and just some improvements that we're trying to do. So that was done earlier in the week this week. So I just want to show you, it's not going to be anything major, it's just a patch of ground. I haven't seen it myself yet just because the weather has been so bad and I've been really busy. So I just didn't get a chance to go down. So we'll have a look at that this morning as well. But it's nice to see little bits and pieces done anyway. But I'm going to keep the yapping to a minimum today if I can, because as I said, I have so much to be doing. I'll go in here now, feed these guys, and we'll head up and have a look at the yearlings and see how they're faring up there. Well, that went great. I slipped on the pallet behind the bath and landed on my backside. Thought I had hurt my wrist, but it was actually okay. It was just broke my fall. And then I shocked myself, not once, but twice on the backside. And because I was holding onto the bath at the time of doing it, it travelled through my body. So, and I also got water into my welly. So hopefully this is not a sign of how the day is going to go. And guess what? There's drops there now as well. So it's probably going to rain on me before I even start anything. So not the best start to the day, but look, we'll get them in here and hopefully they'll be happy out. I'll just move it back a small bit. Hopefully the reel will sit up so it's not on the ground. I'll see how it goes. Come on, guys. Now. Come on in. Come on. Oh, this is a disaster. There's sunshine over the mountains and lakes though, so it's not going to last, but I'll get out of this rain. One good news story is Pippi's leg, the one that we think was a broken leg. Where's she gone? Can you see her? She's walking away quite freely. Now, I mean, she's still slightly lame, but she was not bending her knee. Is it a knee on a cow? I assume it is. She wasn't bending her knee at all. It was completely dead straight there for a long time, and especially when she was inside. But I suppose the nice soft ground is suiting her, but she's bending it. So maybe she'll get a little bit better on it. Hopefully as she puts on a bit of condition and stuff, because she's not looking the worst there. Well, she's looking the worst out of the bunch, absolutely. But yeah, I'm kind of happy with how she's coming along to a certain extent. So she's an awful recluse though. She doesn't gel with the herd at all, which is a pity. I hate to see that, but her mother is the exact same. She just does not fit in at all. I don't know what it is, but yeah, hopefully that's improving a bit anyway. Oh yeah, that amounted to nothing actually, that rain. So I'll head down now anyway to Dad, and we'll do the few jobs down there. Now myself and Rob are just down here to have a look at the work that was done on the ground. As you can see behind me there was very little damage done with the machinery coming in. It's amazing actually, considering the amount of rain we've had all winter, and this will be not our wettest ground, but near enough to it. So really happy that there's so little damage done. But I'm going to show up on the screen now what it was like before, and I think people will have seen it anyway in my videos when I be down here. This is where the calf got lost inside and because she was lying down and all that. So it is a big difference, and I'll show you there behind me now, but I'll show you with my head out of it in a minute as well. But that's it. So a massive difference. So that was all just full of furze, sallies, briars, just completely overgrown. We had a similar job done, I'd say it was maybe close to 10 years ago, maybe 8 or 10 years ago, I can remember. But this time what we're going to do, so that's it done. I think it took them less than 2 days to do this. It's just amazing what machinery can do. They mulched it all. I don't know if you can see in the distance there, we have a turf bank. So like this really is bogland, but right down there is a turf bank. So they took the remnants of whatever was left and just put it in there because there's a bit of a drop off. So it just tidied up the whole place really nicely. We'll just need to probably power harrow it and then seed it come April, and then keep the cattle off it for the time needed. But it is great to just see it. You know, it's just another bit of ground. It's about making the most of what we have. We don't have a whole lot. A lot of people will say, why didn't she do more and get rid of all the rushes and things? But for us, it's trying to balance doing a bit and having enough ground then for them for the year of grazing, which we should do because there was no grazing in that patch at all. And if we can just do it bit by bit, we'll get there eventually. It might take a while, but yeah, it's a good start anyway. That's a nice patch of ground cleared up now anyway. But yeah, I'll give you a proper look and then I'll head back to the yard and we'll get a few bits done again. Now here we're just cutting out the wedges to try and fit down beside the posts, just to hold them up that bit straighter. So it didn't start off great. Dad's newer circular saw wouldn't work, it just would not turn on. So we had to get the older one, which had a very blunt blade. But look, it did the job. And this was another first for me. I'd never used a circular saw before. And it was handy to do it for this kind of job because I didn't have to be too exact, but I was able to get used to using it anyway, and Dad was able to show me when I was doing it wrong, as per what you can see there. But we got it done anyway, and it was handy. So yeah, it was just a case of cutting 4 of them out, 2 for each post, and then putting them in. So I'll let you see how that went now as well. And that was the last of the cleaning up done. Nice to get the pile just heaped up like that. And this is what it looks like. Still a bit muddy and dirty, but look, it's nice and clear. There's plenty of space there now, but still lots to do. And then this is just the gates closing. So as you can see, it closes, it's straighter. That one closes better than this one. You'll see the gap here now. But look, it closes. It's not the tidiest job. There's still a bit of tweaking to do, but it'll stop cattle going out there. Now that is me done with everything, and I have 35 minutes before the rugby, so I timed that well. So I just need to go up to my grandmother now and do a few bits and pieces for her, and then I am done, feet up for the day. So you can see there behind me, everyone is fed. Isabella is feeding there as well, and she has her fresh straw, cleaned out pen, the whole lot. I did a bit of a tidy up in here as well, to be honest. It was a disgrace because the bags of wrap were full, and I had left yesterday or the day before as wrap in here. Ugh, just looked awful. As you can see, we're not very hungry in these top two pens. They're fierce comfortable there. I put out fresh silage for them and they didn't even get up, so that will tell you now. But look, that's it. You know, it was just a bit of an odds and ends video, really. Very happy to get that piece of land down below, and it should be nice now when we get to reseed it and all that and see the grass coming up. Nice to have the yard cleared as well. You can see there's a fine pile of dung there now, so if I can get muck spreading in the next week or two, that will take priority over a lot of stuff. Although when I say I have a list the length of my 2 arms of things I want to do, but I just don't have the time off work, so I can't get it done. But look, we'll get there. I think for me the muck spreading will be the priority if the ground dries up, if we get the weather. So fingers crossed we do. But yeah, look, the loader was the star of the show today, really. I think it did a lot of work for me, so it's ideal to have around the yard. It just makes things so much easier, so much easier. But look, I'm going to leave it there while the sun is shining, and I'll get up before the rain. So thanks again for watching. If you liked it, give me a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. Thank you.